Okay, so on to the next video yet again, and we'll see what happens here, won't we? I've already made up my mind I'm going to this other country, so these agents can do whatever in the hell they want. And by the way, I've been very patient here. I've spent literally probably 3 to 4 hours, and look at the amount of material I've got now. Absolutely ridiculous. So getting back to the point for this writer in another country, here's the deal. I believe they already have this astral net set up. Now, this has to do with Benjamin Creme and Share International, quote, Maitreya. And this guy, I believe, is genuine in what he believes, but he is also a total moron and sucker. I mean, my God. He is an absolute fool and imbecile. He's being used for laying down the groundwork for a very dangerous scenario down the road here. Again, if you look at Leo Zagami and videos he's posted in the last couple, interviews he's done in the last couple of months, obviously the elite and Satanists are starting to broadcast their plans for putting in a world messiah figure. This is called leakage. It's a real term. It's what psychopaths, violent criminals do. They like to broadcast their violent moves, what they're going to do ahead of time. And you'll notice this is a common thing with the elite, and it has to do with the fact that they're psychopaths in the first place. And that's not just for this writer in another country, it's for anybody looking at the video. So the point here is, I believe they have this pink line, this astral net already set up, and because Benjamin Creme did an interview with George Norrie on Coast to Coast AM. And I've been wondering and looking at this on and off for years, and today it clicked. And because of something this writer had said in an interview he did, it clicked into place. So he's speaking about this Maitreya figure on Coast to Coast AM. George Norrie was doing the show, and George Norrie starts getting flooded with messages from people all across the country, maybe even the world. I would love to know, because that would in fact prove, if it's from all around the world, that pretty much established to me that it is in fact, and it has to do with an astral net. I think what they're doing is field testing an astral net. As he's speaking about this quote figure, people start getting sick. He's getting inundated with, flooded with messages from people listening to the show. I'm getting really sick now. While this guy Benjamin Creme is speaking about Maitreya. Now how could they have this set up? I don't think it was everybody dealing with remote neural monitoring, because that's done on an individual basis. And you had people from all around sending George Norrie messages, and you didn't hear them bringing up stalking or remote neural monitoring. They were, quote, getting sick listening to this guy speak about Maitreya. What I think I think this was set up ahead of time, and they're testing this astral net. That's what I think was going on. And strangely enough, this astral net is going to be used in conjunction with setting up this, quote, world messiah figure. So it actually makes a lot of sense. There's a method to their madness. Now, to explain this, and like this writer was saying before, it's like people will be plugging into something else. Now, to give an example from my own life, and they keep shutting down the damn video. I've already brought this up 100 times here. As a point, I was trying to get my girlfriend on cassette in regards to one point in particular, but many points, but one point in particular, a German agency, don't know about. They're making me burp, by the way. I've done this repeatedly throughout videos. What they screwing around with me, hang on. What they would do is, what they did, I should say, is they had this set up with artificial intelligence and remote neural monitoring. They had this set up so that when I try to get my girlfriend in regards to one particular point, actually multiple points, but there's one in particular they did not want me having on cassette, because German agencies don't know about it. And if I got her on cassette with that, German agencies would wake up. So what Horvat and our officers did is they set up a computer program involving this technology, AI, artificial intelligence, and this technology, so it would sense that I'm going to try and record my girlfriend in secret. The reason why I do it in secret is because they would affect her if I would try and do it out in the open. So they had this set up, and then when I would ask her questions, bring up subject matter, she would automatically be affected with viewpoints not hers and emotional states not hers. Instead of getting the truth and opening up an investigation, I would get a girlfriend with a head full of technology and remote control, and they'd even script statements out of her mouth, which they can do. They can quite literally script words. They can do this quite literally. They can choose it ahead of time, and then they insert it and make a shove with this technology and get you to say things. They can specifically get you to say things. And the point is, this was set up ahead of time, and the proof is in the pudding. I would have the cassette recorder hidden, and then when I bring this up with my girlfriend, she is being made opposite, and she is expressing viewpoints that are not hers and emotional states that are not hers. This was Horvat's and her officer's defensive computer program for not being exposed and caught by German agencies. Well, it's the same thing here with an Astral net. What they'll be able to do is spike this Astral net with unspoken thoughts. They'll be able to have it set up so that people plugging into this experience feelings not theirs in conjunction with thoughts not theirs. In other words, they can get you to believe something which is you wouldn't believe by giving you a warm, fuzzy feeling. They can push in the feeling that it's real, it's true. They can do all of this. And the point is, they can spike this astral net, quite literally affect the population at large into believing things and feeling things which they would not necessarily feel or believe otherwise. As a point, hospitals have this technology. People who are paralyzed to the point that they can't even speak, they hook them up to technology. They can see the unspoken thoughts of this paralyzed person. Same thing here with these agents. They don't need voices in my head. They have this technology set up so that my unspoken thoughts goes up on the screen, and they can read what I'm thinking moment by moment. The technology is already in place. Hospitals use it. Same thing here. They can spike this astral net with unspoken thoughts. People, which they will, people will think they're plugging into their own thinkings, and they won't be. And again, for this writer in another country, I can break this down into bits and pieces for you. I can even tell you how it'll all work on a very small, detailed level. And this is one of the reasons why I would love to speak to you in person. And I've already made up my mind. I plan on going to your country just because of your agencies, and I want to sit down with agents from your land and speak with them directly. It's a lot easier to get away with manipulating people when you don't have direct contact with them. So I'll end this video on that note and get to more points here.